You know that feeling of unexplained heavy legs, a sudden stumble on the stairs, or that terrifying realization that your balance is just fading? Mature patients often write these subtle, terrifying shifts off as just the inevitable march of time, like it's just something that happens. But clinical data reveals a much, much more dangerous reality. Your fading balance isn't just time passing. It is an active, aggressive biochemical attack happening inside your body right now.
So, let's get right to it. The heavy legs and fading balance you feel are not simply getting older. What you're actually experiencing is your own physiology actively eating away at your muscle tissue while you sleep. It is, quite literally, overnight muscle melting. Now, medical science actually has a definitive name for this unseen perpetrator, and it's called sarcopenia. Listen, this isn't just some passive weakening. It is the gradual, highly dangerous loss of muscle tissue and structural strength, and it's driven directly by chronic stress, plummeting hormone levels, and deep systemic inflammation. It specifically targets and strips away the pillars of your legs. Look at the contrast here on the cellular level, because it's honestly stark. On the left, a healthy, mature physiology repairs itself efficiently, maintaining dense, strong fibers. But on the right, in a sarcopenic state, the tissue is actively breaking down. The terrifying reality for so many mature patients is that their bodies are spending way more time in this state of active destruction than in essential repair. So how does this happen? Well, this breakdown is the result of a devastating biochemical cascade that starts totally invisibly. First, unrelieved stress severely spikes your primary stress hormones. Then your nervous system locks into this state of extreme high tension. And because the system is just locked up, muscle tissue breaks down instead of healing. It's exactly like running your car's engine completely out of oil, and the sheer friction is just tearing your muscles apart from the inside.
Right at the very center of this destruction is cortisol. Now, you've probably heard of cortisol, but we really must understand it not merely as a feeling of being stressed or anxious, but as a silent, highly corrosive biological acid. When it's left unchecked in mature patients, this acid literally eats away at your muscle fibers and weakens the structural integrity of your bones overnight. And the collateral damage of this acid is, frankly, massive. In your musculature, it accelerates breakdown and shrinkage. In your nervous system, it locks you into constant, exhausting tension. And crucially, this is the big one, it completely halts cellular repair by disrupting your deep sleep. This acid destroys your mobility from the inside out.
But there is a defense against this. Clinical observations point us toward a highly specific, targeted intervention for mature patients facing this exact biochemical threat. It's an adaptogenic root known as ashwagandha. Now, to be clear, this is not just some generalized multivitamin. It is a profound clinical antidote to that overnight muscle melt.
And adaptogen isn't a simple stimulant that just masks your fatigue. It's a specialized natural compound that literally regulates stress hormones and forcefully commands your body to shift out of active breakdown and into profound healing. Think of it as the exact liquid shield required to neutralize that cortisol acid. This root is honestly fascinating because it operates across multiple systems at the exact same time to aggressively restore your biological balance. Hormonally, it calms and regulates those aggressive cortisol levels. Neuromuscularly, it strengthens the essential connections between your mind and your muscles. And psychologically, it reduces anxiety and quiets those racing thoughts that keep your nervous system so wired.
By clearing out that biochemical acid, this liquid shield is physically strengthening your neuromuscular connections. It regulates the primary stress hormones, quiets the racing mind and tense body, and directly strengthens the neural pathways you need for balance. This is exactly how vital stability is brought back to unsteady, shaking legs in mature patients. It returns real confidence to your daily steps.
Okay, to truly stop the melting, we have to understand the biological battleground of day versus night. During the day, your body is undergoing constant physical wear, stress, and energy drain. Muscles do not rebuild during the day. They exclusively repair at night, during deep sleep, when growth hormone is naturally released and your tissues are restored.
And here is the shocking reality. If cortisol is keeping your mind racing and ruining your sleep, your muscles are going to remain in a constant state of melting. Without proper restorative sleep, absolutely no amount of exercise or perfect nutrition can rebuild your strength. The acid just keeps burning.
So clinical science points us to a very targeted overnight protocol to stop this. First, evening ashwagandha consumption, typically as a dense root tea.
Second, that cortisol acid is systematically neutralized. Third, profound restorative sleep begins. And fourth, your muscles are finally allowed to actively rebuild overnight. You're creating the absolute perfect internal environment for cellular restoration. When mature patients actually use this shield consistently, the entire foundation gets rebuilt. Deep, restorative rest is finally achieved. That crippling morning leg stiffness? Eliminated. You start feeling lighter and structurally stronger the moment you wake up, with a completely renewed reservoir of energy for your daily mobility. Your legs have actually repaired themselves, instead of just melting away in the dark. I want you to really think about this quote. Weakness is not only about fiber shrinking. It is also about nerves firing less efficiently, hormones shifting unfavorably, and stress eroding recovery. This explainer isn't about some magical cure. It's about steadily, clinically halting an unseen physiological decline. It is about forcing your mature biology back into a state of structural balance by addressing the root chemical cause. Which really brings us to the ultimate crossroads for your physical independence. Will you just let the silent biological acid continue to eat away at your mobility tonight? Or will you deploy the adaptogenic shield, take control of your biochemistry, neutralize this unseen thread, and systematically rebuild your strength? Ultimately, the choice is entirely yours.